Hi, my name is Dr. Ross Hauser. Welcome to the Hauser Neck Center here in Fort Myers, Florida, here with one of my wonderful patients, Barbara from Indiana. And Barbara, when I walked in, you had a good report about your itching. So if you could just explain how you ended up coming here and how long had you had that?
Oh my goodness, it started probably way back in 2018, and I just started having this horrific itch, and it woke me up one night, and I was so frustrated because nothing would take it away. I tried literally everything, and this just by chance.
You tried Benadryl and
I tried medication, the lotions, capsaicin, lidocaine, everything.
And where was the real bad itching at?
It was all down my forearms,
Both arms.
both arms,
Okay.
and I just literally was losing my mind. Just by chance found that a bag of frozen peas and carrots instantly took the itch away, and so went to my dermatologist thinking, what is this causing an itch? Because I thought it would be a skin condition.
Okay.
And saw her a number of times, and she prescribed different things, didn't work, had compounded medications, they didn't work. And finally she came in on my last visit with her and handed me a piece of paper and said, I think this is your problem. And it said brachioradial pruritis. Mm-hmm. And when I looked at it, I was like, that's exactly it. And it put words to what I couldn't describe, because it said it has a symptom of like a wool sweater. And I said, that's exactly it. It's like wearing a wool sweater that you can just not take off ever. And I was losing my mind. So there were days where it would ease up a bit, but then it would come back full force, and you can't function. You can't sleep. I finally found ice sleeves that you can put in your freezer and throw on. So I have 4 of those because I was literally walking around with ice on me all day, every day. So It's a good thing I'm hot-natured right now, because I had to have ice on to sleep and just to function. It was terrible. Then by chance, because she sent me to Neurology and they couldn't tell me what to do, I started doing my own research and found you online. And I was like, hallelujah, somebody knows what they're talking about. And I just called your office, and that's how I ended up here. So.
And then we through the motion X-ray and different things, we found some instability, and then some of your neural foramina, they're called, where these nerves come out. Yeah. This area was small, so you were getting some nerve irritation. So usually when we find that somebody has, and the itching can be in the arms, some of the patients, they have it between their shoulder blades. Mm-hmm. It's usually irritation of one of the nerve roots from a structural neck issue. So if you went on a neurology map, you just typed in Google, what nerves or what nerve roots are my arms? Well, obviously it's going to say the nerve roots are from the neck. So then Hauser's law number 2 is, if you have a symptom and nobody can figure out what's causing the symptom, if you follow the neurology will lead to ligamentous joint instability. So somebody who has itching in any part of their body, follow that nerve. So the arm, it could be the nerve is getting irritated because there's shoulder instability, there could be rib instability, or there could be neck instability. We've been treating brachioradial pruritis. I've been doing prolotherapy for 33 years. My first case probably was like 30 years ago or so.
Well, I saw the neurologist, sorry to interrupt you,
Yeah.
but when I told him that the dermatologist had diagnosed me with brachioradial pruritis, I had already found you by the time I saw this one, because he was the second neurologist I saw. And he wanted to look on Google because he didn't think this condition existed. And I was just like, I'm in the wrong place. I am in the wrong place. So I'm like,
That's
never
funny.
mind, I'm going to have to travel. I'm going to have to get a flight and fly down. And you know, people say, well, why would you fly all the way to see a doctor? I'm like, because it gave me my life back. It can actually function without itching, and carrying ice in a cooler everywhere I go. You know, that was where I was at the time. We had gone out with some friends to eat, and I have a cooler in my trunk with ice packs. You know, it's just, it doesn't make any sense. So I'm like, it's worth the flight down here, and it's worth me coming all this way because it took this symptom away.
Then today would be your 4th visit, hopefully
Yes.
your last visit. Then and you know, how often did you come down here? Were you coming like once every 6 weeks? Or?
I think it's every 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay,
Yeah.
every 4 to 6 weeks. And then when did you start noticing some improvement? Was it right away or it took some time?
Right after your first set of injections, when I came down the end of October, I bet that was about 75% better after that. And I was just like, oh, holy cow, this is great.
Okay.
And I was still having a little itching, but not nearly what I was having. So I was just thrilled. And so now I'm like, I haven't noticed, I haven't woken up with itching, I haven't been scratching myself, because there were days before I got these shots that I had claw marks at my arms because
I've seen those, yeah.
I had scratched so much in my sleep. You know, during the day you can kind of control yourself, but when you're sleeping you can't.
Yeah.
So
I just wanted to make the point that usually when a nerve is irritated, it gives you pain, right? Like that's kind of what we're used to. Sometimes it'll give tingling. You know, the nerve's irritated, you'll get tingling. Like I get that occasionally. Then if the nerve keeps getting irritated, you can actually get a nummy feeling. But obviously the nerve, you can sense scratching. You can, like in other words, the senses on the skin are hot, cold, sharp touch, soft touch, and vibration. Obviously, if somebody has an allergy to something, the body can sense itching or heat, and the nerve sensations travel up the same nerve route, you know, to the brain. So the brain can say, hey, something's itching, because if you were getting bit by a mosquito, or the mosquito, like you would want to try to, you know, get the mosquito off of you before it sucks your blood, right?
Right.
So anybody who has like a vibration sense, a heat sense, because some of the patients, they'll just say not itching, but they'll be like real hot, like, doc, hey, it's just like, it's just burning, you know, it's burning. It's not itching, it's burning. And then some of the patients, it's like a vibratory sense. So all that can be from structural neck issues. So very good response. You're really happy with prolotherapy for, you know, the brachioradial pruritis.
it's the only thing that has helped me, and literally I've tried everything. If you can buy it and put it on your skin, I've used it. And it did not help. So this condition did not react to anything topical at all, or medication. I took gabapentin, I believe they gave me that as well, and didn't do a thing.
The other thing too, I was reading, you know, because I was searching the internet a little bit, and I actually enjoy the comments section. I mean, the videos are good, but you know, like usually when I watch a video, I'll look at the comments, and the person was just talking about how if you take Benadryl every day, it increases your risk of dementia like 2-fold or 100%. And they were just going through all these things that people just don't realize. Like, it's not good to be on medications long term. Like, a common medication is people will take things for an upset stomach that are acid blockers. Well, you don't realize, like, if the stomach acid is there to digest your food.
Right.
So it's not a good idea long term to take even Benadryl or an antihistamine or an acid blocker. Like, long term, it's not a good idea. So you always should try to figure out the cause. And that's kind of, you know, so even if somebody uses ice things or Benadryl or something and it helps them, you still really should try to seek out the cause. And sometimes the cause is ligamentous joint instability, meaning that you had a structural neck issue, and because of that, it's irritating the nerve. Now, let's just talk about, you said it occurred in 2018. Like, let's just try to figure out, did you have any trauma to your neck or something prior to that? Or you were at a computer job? Or what do you think caused the structural neck issue?
I did use a computer quite a bit because I was teaching at the time. I'm retired now. But I have had neck issues my whole life.
Okay, so there you go.
So
like
I feel like it was just something ongoing, and finally maybe something just moved a little wrong. But yeah.
That's what we normally find out. Like, people are like, I didn't do anything and da-da-da. But when you actually start taking the history, in other words, your body was doing relatively well, but at some point there's a straw that breaks the camel's back.
Stopped coping. My neck stopped coping with the stress, but yeah, it just came on like that. I went from no itching one day to waking up and thinking, I thought I honestly got bit by something at first. That was my first thought, was what could have bit me that's making me itch this badly? And then I realized it's like I couldn't have gotten bit on both arms. So
you've had 3 prolotherapy visits.
Yes.
You're 50% better, 80% better, what would you say?
Right now I would give it 100 because I haven't had any itching, and I'm like, I'm hoping this will just be my last one, and I can function without having to call you again. So.
No, thank you so much. We're so happy for you, and we appreciate you making this video.
Well, I appreciate you all even being here. I wish you were closer to Indiana. I mean, that way if it comes back, I won't have to call you again. I'm hoping it doesn't. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much.